thanks for sticking around. I think the next 2 or 3 sessions to end out the day are panels, which we're really excited about because each panel consists of really the who's who in the forum space. So we're really excited about that.
No pressure.
Outside of David Bott. So
I've got 4 seats.
I don't count.
yeah. So let me introduce. I think you all remember who I am. So let me introduce everyone. So the first gentleman to my right is David Bott. I've known David for years. He is the owner of AVS Forum, the largest home theater forum in the world, and probably in the top 10 of forums overall in the world. So he has maintained that for quite some time. Great site. Been on the site for about 10 years myself. Next is Nick Jimenez. He was my co-founder at L4P.com.
Bachelor number 2.
Yeah. Certainly much better looking with his beard and sunglasses in his hair. But we actually met on an internet brand site years ago, 6 Feet Online, and became friends and started L4P.com. Now Nick is working on his new project, which is called eGarage. It's going to be the next big thing in automotive, and they're putting a lot of resources behind it. So we're excited to see that unveiled in about a month or 2. Next is Ask Andy Gilchrist. He owns the largest men's fashion forum on the web, one of the largest, if not the largest. He's been a customer of Viglink for some time and a really good advocate of our technology. And probably the best dressed guy here too, right? And last but not least, we have Jamie Vondruska, who is the president or CEO of both. He just runs the whole show right now.
Janitorial services.
Yeah, he gets the food too. And the Vortex Media Group, VWVortex, is the largest car forum in the world, and he's been doing that for about 10 years?
Yeah.
13 years, ever since he was 10. So thanks everyone. So we're going to go through a few questions. How this is going to work is we're going to talk about like 20 minutes of questions that are already set, and then we're going to ask the audience for questions for these guys as well. So the first question is, we'll ask Nick this one. We'll start with Nick. How do you keep people engaged on your forum?
I think we've talked about all that today, but I just used to give shit away, just keep people engaged. I guess the content is important, and you guys may or may not know, but the users generate the content. So having good moderation is a key element. But yeah, I mean, we did really well doing a lot of giveaways and obviously making our site look really good. It's easy to just throw up VBulletin or whatever. It just looks like poo-poo. But we made ours really colorful. I mean, bright orange, yellow, all these wonderful colors. And so that's an important element when you're developing the site is what's it going to look like and how are people going to feel when they're there? I mean, some people say, hey, I want to have people coming through. I want 4 minutes of their time. I want 40 minutes of their time. That's what I want. So, if you got to throw up some boobies, you got to throw up some boobies. Good night, everybody.
Yeah, it's about that.
Yeah.
Any other questions?
Yeah, that's for sure, right? All right, next question is for David Bott. How would you say advertisers, are they measuring ROI on your site when they're taking out a banner placement, or are they just buying it to kind of buy it?
The answer is 42.
Final answer.
Final answer. I have no clue why they're buying ads on our site.
Yeah.
I don't know if they really look at that. Our site, because of the reach and the scope of the site itself, being consumer electronic based, we consider it when we sell advertising. First off, there's not even a sales team currently at AVS. They come to us and ask us about placing an ad on our site, which is a great position to be in. And I'm lucky to be in that position. So when we sell the advertising, it's sold as branding. We have so much traffic and so many impressions to give. We don't have enough space to fill the impressions. Thus, Google helps a lot, obviously, and AdSense and what have you. But we really can't. We really can't sell it in regards to the traditional method of people looking at, what's it cost, how much am I getting in return, stuff like that. The people who are on our site come because they're branding. They want their name out there. They have a new product, they want that burned in somebody's head, and we can offer that because of the sheer number of impressions that go by. So yeah, if it's Dolby or if it's DTS or whoever's current format war's going on or anything like that, the idea of Panasonic is a perfect example because they were pushing their flat panel TVs. They just want their name out there, period. So I don't know if that really answers your question, but in my particular case, on my particular type of forum, it's more of a branding opportunity for a manufacturer or a dealer than it is looking at rate of return.
Great. Jamie, how about that question posed to you?
I think our advertisers are a little different. I say different. I mean, you're probably all going to have experiences like this. There's small and medium advertisers who honestly advertise mostly just to be in the forums. Why? Because they can sell directly to the readers that are in there. Some of them don't even send us banners. They literally want a username, set them up with a commercial account. We have some rules that they have to abide by when they post commercially, so they can't turn it into spam. We actually give them a welcome kit to tell them how to behave in our forums. Because, I mean, at the end of the day, you know, you'd think customer service might be common sense, but it's not. I mean, it's a difficult thing. And if anyone's ever worked in retail, you all know what that's like. So we have the smaller medium advertisers that are like that, and no, they don't even ask us what their page impressions are, because they're basing their success in the site on the products they're selling directly to our readers. The larger advertisers, more traditional ad buys, like the larger agencies, then yes, they come to us, they want to buy inventory, they want to buy at a certain CPM, you negotiate it, you run their campaign, you give them a report, and then you wait 9 months or more to get paid.
So part of it's being very flexible depending who the client is. The client being, you know, if it's, in your case, Sony, or if it's a guy down the block who owns a small repair shop.
Yeah, to be honest, just to touch on that for a second, they're smaller advertisers. We actually sell them on a flat rate per month because they can't get their head around doing CPM. And you'll find that's very common with a lot of small shops, even medium advertisers. They're used to doing like print magazine buying where it's done per month, $500, $250, whatever it might be. And you find more success, I think, in that with these types of advertisers. That you're going to know right away. If they start talking CPM, then boom, you're going to have a different kind of conversation.
We add to that.
Yeah, please do.
Most of my advertisers will put in an Ask Andy discount, or maybe free shipping, free shoe trees with the shoes, so they can do their own kind of judging about what kind of radio, what kind of return they're getting. Recently had a British shoe company that advertises on the site, and I do a flat rate as well. They've always offered free shoe trees with their shoes. And they emailed me, contacted me, panicked, because they'd just gone into sale mode and had not removed the Ask Andy discount. And they had sold 70 shoes the first day on sale, but they had to throw in the shoe trees. And they're shipping these, that makes it a little heavier, shipping these all over the world. So we took out that little Ask Andy discount quickly, and they were happy. But I think it kind of shows the traffic that you get, and also shows them how much advertising the results.
Sure. Andy, I have another question for you. So what have you done on your site to kind of make your site unique compared to all the other similar sites?
I think it just started out unique. We have 50,000 members on the forum, and they're all mostly gentlemen interested in clothing. And that's not something you sit around at a bar or at work and say, Raymond, where'd you get that pocket square? That's really a great pocket square. It's just not done.
Likewise, Andy.
Yeah, thank you. We'll talk afterwards. But on the website, on the forum, you can be anonymous, and you find, 50,000 other guys that are interested in the same thing. It makes it a little easier to talk. It's a little better atmosphere. So I think that's it's just kind of built in there. And I think that's what keeps it going too, is that unique element. Those guys are passionate. They keep coming back and wanting to learn more and wanting to teach more. So it's really, really worked out. And I just kind of fell into the niche because it was my own passion.
That's great. So the next is a really question that's just directed at David Bott, and I told him I would ask him this question. So David has a unique lifestyle where he drives around half the year in a 60-foot RV that is, the inside looks like Darth Vader's bathroom. He's literally has a satellite on top of the RV that can track the internet from wherever he is. And he actually manages the forum out of the bus for half the year. So,
Is there a question in there?
no, there is. How do I get your gig? You want to sit in an office all day and look at 2 computer screens?
I like his gig.
Yeah.
Girls. Oh, sorry, honey. It's cool. Right now, people call me, Dave. You know, where are you looking? Pacifica, California. You got a home in Pacifica? Yeah, currently. So we drive in a 42-foot coach about 6 months out of the year, 8 months, depends on what we feel like. But it's a great lifestyle. So for those of you who are forum owners, you're all in a unique space, be it from luxury cars or what have you. But you can do this on the road. You're virtual. So you know, if you don't want to be here, be here. And you can do this, and that's what's one of the, being a forum owner is a great thing to be, and yeah, that's just kind of fun.
See, they never taught that in college or high school or anything.
There is money in forums.
I know.
You just gotta find it.
Yeah, I don't have a 42-foot home, so obviously there is. So the next question is for actually any of the following panel members: is, you know, what are the concerns and what are the issues that have happened as you begin to really have explosive growth? Whether it be, you know, problems with your members, problems with, you know, service, problems with integrations.
Just keeping, we use VWVortex, keeping up that software for the forum. Moderation, I've been pretty lucky. I mean, the guys that are interested in clothes really aren't into flaming wars. So I've kind of been blessed in some degrees. Maybe that's not true of automotive, but
McCarthy Martin.
you know,
I don't know why that's so
we don't have guys stealing hubcaps on Ask Andy. So it's been kind of good that way. Once in a while, you get somebody upset over bow ties. So we got to step in. It's been really nice. I have 6 volunteer moderators that just have come to me over the years and say, you know, can I help out in any way? And I really like the website, and I'm passionate about it, and I want to keep it going, and can I help out? So that's been nice. So I don't have to look at it much.
Yeah, that's great.
Good.
The other end of the spectrum, I've got about 100 moderators. About 98% of them are volunteer, and I have a couple of admins that we pay a little something to, and then their staff. Growth-wise, I mean, you know, keeping up with bandwidth these days isn't a problem. When I started doing this back in '97, it was more of a problem. But the bandwidth isn't an issue. The forum software, as long as you've got a decent provider that can keep up with upgrades and things, or if you're doing it yourself, that's usually not too much of an issue. But if your site grows quickly, moderating it and trying to keep the community from tearing itself apart is a little bit tricky. You know, we started our site with nothing more than a boilerplate that came with the software. We didn't even have any words in the censor function, and our readers found new and amazing ways to screw it up to the point where we've had to progressively add that. And we always tell our readers, we don't run Disney World, but we do want it to be a work-friendly, non-hostile environment that people can come in here and post in. And if you've ever hung out in some automotive forums, you know, there are some out there that are just absolute romper room, and they do whatever they want. And then, you know, believe it or not, while our readers complain a lot about some of our moderation and what we did, I think a lot of them have, over the long run, appreciate the fact that we've tried to maintain at least some civility. It has nothing to do with trying to get them not to swear, and everything to do with just trying to keep things level. So the balance of keeping moderators going, and, you know, how do we get moderators? Usually, as you've had a few, they start to recommend other people that they recognize in the forums as being good, solid contributors. And it's a customer service position, and like I said before, it's tough. So we actually have moderator guidelines. We actually have canned responses that we tell them, because we have so many. And just to help them with the process, because it's tough. I mean, if you're cleaning poop out of monkey cages all day long, it gets a little, you get a little tired of doing that after a while. And there's people, moderators, we just have to tell them take a break. So, you know, yeah, that's been the hardest part, I think, of the growth overall.